Deep within the heart of the impenetrable Blackwood Forest, a group of intrepid friends embarked on an unforgettable camping expedition, drawn by the allure of mystery and the promise of untold adventure. The towering trees, adorned with moss-like drapery, whispered secrets carried by the wind as the friends pitched their tents near the edge of an ancient burial ground, unaware that they were about to become participants in a spectral drama. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the forest floor, the atmosphere became charged with an uncanny stillness. A lone owl hooted mournfully, and an inexplicable tension hung in the air. Undeterred, the campers gathered around a crackling fire, its warmth offering a false sense of security against the encroaching darkness. As the night unfolded, strange occurrences began to unfold. Unearthly sounds echoed through the trees' whispers that seemed to carry the weight of centuries-old secrets. The burial ground, now bathed in an ethereal glow, drew the campers in with a magnetic pull, compelling them to venture into the enigmatic heart of the forest. It wasn't long before the first spectral figure materialized, a translucent silhouette bearing the marks of a bygone era. Its eyes held a profound sadness as it beckoned the campers closer. The group, gripped by a mixture of fear and fascination, followed the apparition through the gravestones, each step resonating with an otherworldly energy. The ghostly figure, its voice a melodic lament, began to recount a tale of betrayal and tragedy that had unfolded centuries ago within the depths of the Blackwood Forest. An ancient curse, woven with the threads of forbidden love and treachery, bound the spirits to the very land upon which the campers now stood. The atmosphere grew heavy with the weight of unresolved grievances, and the air crackled with an otherworldly energy. As the night wore on, more apparitions emerged from the shadows, each spirit compelled to share its own harrowing story. The campers, caught in a spectral symphony of sorrow, found themselves witnesses to a supernatural tapestry woven with threads of regret and anguish. The forest, it seemed, was a repository of souls trapped between worlds, seeking redemption through the living. A sinister mist enveloped the campsite, distorting reality and blurring the boundaries between the corporeal and the ethereal. Terrifying visions danced before the eyes of the campers, forcing them to confront their deepest fears and regrets. The line between nightmare and reality blurred, and the Blackwood Forest became a stage for the unresolved dramas of the afterlife. Morning arrived with a hesitant light, casting away the shadows that clung to the trees. The campers, huddled together in the pale dawn, exchanged haunted glances. The forest, though now appearing benign in the daylight, retained an air of mystique, a place where the veil between the living and the dead had momentarily lifted. As they dismantled their tents and retraced their steps from the heart of the Blackwood Forest, the campers carried with them the indelible mark of an otherworldly encounter. Whispers of the haunted night lingered in the rustling leaves, a chilling reminder that some mysteries are best left undisturbed. The true horror of camping, they realized, may not always lie in external perils of the wilderness, but in the spectral tales that unfold beneath the ancient, watchful trees, where the boundary between the living and the dead becomes blurred and the echoes of the past resonate through the ages. Deep within the rugged expanse, of the Hallowed Pines National Forest. A group of intrepid adventurers embarked on an expedition seeking solace in the untouched beauty of nature. Little did they fathom that their sojourn beneath the towering ancient trees would transform into a chilling odyssey, blurring the boundaries between the corporeal and the spectral. The journey commenced with the group establishing their camp near the tranquil shores of Lake Whispering Waters. The majestic pine stood sentinel, their twisted branches casting ominous silhouettes against the encroaching darkness. As the sun dipped below the horizon, a palpable unease settled over the campsite, and an unsettling quietude replaced the cheerful banter that had accompanied their arrival. On the inaugural night, an unspoken tension lingered around the campfire, where the flickering flames seemed feeble against the encroaching shadows. A disconcerting symphony of nocturnal sounds emerged from the depths of the forest, punctuated by rustlings that transcended the realm of the mundane. The campers, seasoned in their wilderness exploits, exchanged wary glances as an inexplicable weight pressed upon the clearing dot in the heart of the night. A mysterious luminescence emanated from the forest core, captivating the group with its ethereal allure, drawn by an irresistible curiosity. They traversed through the underbrush, their senses heightened by an unseen force. The air grew colder, and the moonlit mist swirled in intricate patterns, shrouding the forest in an otherworldly haze dot. As the campers reached a clearing, spectral figures materialized from the mist, their forms distorted yet vaguely humanoid. A collective gasp escaped the group as the apparitions beckoned them forward. Their movements an eerie dance in the moonlight. The lead camper, Mark, attempted to communicate with the enigmatic entities, only to be met with haunting whispers in languages long forgotten. Compelled by an otherworldly compulsion, the campers ventured deeper into the heart of the hallowed pines. The forest seemed to morph around them, distorting reality into a dreamscape where time lost its coherence. Ancient trees bore cryptic symbols, and the air resonated with an ethereal hum, unsettling in its origin. Hours stretched into an unsettling eternity, and panic set in as the group realized they were ensnared in a spectral labyrinth. Desperate attempts to retrace their steps proved futile, and the forest malevolence manifested in illusions that twisted perception and shattered the boundaries of reason. Exhausted and disoriented, the group stumbled upon a dilapidated cabin hidden within the shadowy depths. Its time-worn facade whispered of an era long past, and the air within hung heavy with an oppressive stillness. Cautiously seeking refuge, they entered the cabin, where relics of a forgotten time hinted at a history steeped in darkness. Within the confines of the cabin, the group encountered apparitions frozen in moments of torment. Whispers of curses and tales of tragedy echoed through the creaking floorboards, and the walls seemed to breathe with a spectral malevolence. The night unfolded in a haunting crescendo, the group held captive by the spectral stories etched into the very fabric of the forest. Dawn, when it finally graced the horizon, brought no reprieve. The forest, now bereft of its nocturnal mysteries, clung to the campers like a lingering nightmare. Emerging from the cabin, they found themselves forever changed, marked by the surreal experience that defied the boundaries of the known. The journey back through the hallowed pines became a testament to the fragility of reality. The once pristine wilderness now bore the scars of an otherworldly encounter, and the group, haunted by the knowledge of the forest's spectral secrets, retreated from its depths. The stories they carried whispered in the hushed tones of those who had glimpsed the unknown, echoed through the annals of time. To this day, the Hallowed Pines National Forest stands as a testament to the enigmatic forces that linger within nature's embrace, the campers forever bound by the spectral threads woven into the fabric of their consciousness, warn of the true horror that lurks beyond the veil of the mundane, the inexplicable, and the supernatural, hidden amidst the ancient trees where the echoes of the past resonate through the ages. In the heart of the mysterious Shadowed Canopy National Park, nestled within the rugged embrace of the Appalachian Mountains, there lies an ancient expanse where the boundary between adventure and horror becomes tenuous and fragile. This tale unfolds as a group of intrepid explorers, lured by the siren song of untouched wilderness, embarked on a camping expedition into the very depths of this enigmatic and foreboding landscape. Their journey commenced on a crisp autumn morning, the air filled with the heady scent of fallen leaves and the vibrant foliage overhead, creating a mesmerizing tapestry of colors. Excitement and anticipation filled the hearts of the campers as they set up their base camp near the edge of Whispering Hollow, a serene oasis surrounded by towering pines. However, as the sun began its descent behind the jagged peaks, a palpable unease settled over the once inviting landscape, signaling the prelude to an unsettling narrative. As darkness draped the campsite, the crackling campfire cast flickering shadows that danced with the rustling leaves, a distant hoot of an owl, and the haunting melodies carried by the wind through the ancient trees added an eerie backdrop to their shared laughter. Oblivious to the encroaching night, the campers exchanged ghost stories, blissfully unaware that the very forest around them held tales far more chilling than any they could conjure. In the dead of night, an otherworldly fog, thick and ethereal, slinked through the trees, cloaking the campsite in an impenetrable shroud. A disconcerting silence descended as the campers, now huddled together, felt an unrelenting gaze upon them, and the forest seemed to exhale in a symphony of whispers that transcended the natural world. Suddenly, an unnatural glow emerged from the heart of Whispering Hollow, casting an otherworldly luminescence that drew the group's attention like moths to an ethereal flame. Intrigued and unsettled, they ventured forth, guided by an invisible force that seemed to beckon them into the very soul of the forest. A path ahead, obscured by an otherworldly mist, twisted and turned, leading them further into a realm where reality itself began to unravel. As they pressed on, the temperature plummeted, and the very air crackled with an unearthly energy. Mysterious symbols, ancient and cryptic, appeared etched onto the gnarled bark of the trees, their meanings lost to the annals of time. The campers, now caught in a spectral embrace, could sense the forest's ancient heartbeat, a rhythm that resonated with both beauty and terror. Suddenly, shadows detached themselves from the trees, coalescing into phantom figures that moved with an ethereal grace. Murmurs of forgotten languages echoed through the air, and ghostly apparitions manifested, each recounting a tragic tale of lives intertwined with the very land upon which they stood. The forest, it seemed, held the memories of those long departed, and the campers had unwittingly become spectators to a spectral saga. As the night wore on, the forest itself became a living entity, responding to the campers' presence with a symphony of creaking branches and rustling leaves. Whispers of impending doom reverberated, and the air grew thick with the scent of ancient rituals. The boundaries between the tangible and the supernatural blurred, and the campers found themselves ensnared in a waking nightmare. At the heart of Whispering Hollow, a long-forgotten altar emerged, a relic of a time when the forest was both sanctuary and sacrificial ground. The campers, now fully entangled in the forest's grip, witnessed a spectral congregation, the apparitions, their faces etched with a sorrowful grace, beckoned toward the altar with a silent plea for release from an eternity of unrest. In a desperate bid to break free from the forest's spectral clutches, the campers retraced their steps, guided by an instinctual dread. The once familiar path had transformed into a labyrinth, shifting and distorting reality with each step. Their attempts to escape became a surreal dance with the unknown, and the forest seemed to revel in their disorientation. Dawn finally broke, casting long shadows that danced upon the forest floor. The campers emerged from the trees, their faces etched with a mixture of relief and lingering horror. The once inviting landscape had become an ominous tapestry of memories and phantoms, and the Whispering Hollow stood as a testament to the inexplicable horrors that lurk in the heart of nature. As the campers retreated from the Shadowed Canopy National Park, the forest released its spectral grip, but the echoes of that fateful night lingered in their minds, each leaf rustling in the wind, and every distant howl served as a haunting reminder that some places are not meant for mere mortals. The true horror of camping, they discovered, is not always found in external threats, but in the ancient tales whispered by the very land beneath. The tent stakes a reminder that in the heart of nature's beauty there may lie a darkness that defies comprehension. And so, the legend of the Shadowed Canopy endured, a cautionary tale for those who dare to venture into the depths where the line between the real and the supernatural blurs into an unsettling dance with the unknown.